Hello besties, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to a classic Reddit video. I said I would do a Reddit video. I'm giving femme today. Oh. Welcome back to an Am I the A-hole video, back to the classics, Reddit, yada yada. Let's just get right into it. Long intros don't do great. Am I the a-hole for letting my son take his naps in a dog bed? Genuinely saw the title and I was like, mixed opinions, like, kids want to do shit, but also at the same time, like, get him a bed. Anyway, we got my dog a bed a few weeks ago, but he ended up not caring about it. Sounds familiar. He occasionally lays in it, but that's it. When my toddler, 19 months old, okay, I might be an a-hole, but I don't care about months when your child is over the age of 1. Your toddler is 1. Am I the a-hole? Maybe. But your child is 1.5. Just saying. When my toddler, 1.5, is throwing a tantrum, he throws himself into the dog bed and then falls asleep there. He used to just throw himself there during tantrums and then get up once it's over. But then he started sleeping there. Right. Real quick, the dog's not in the bed at the same time, right? I thought it was fine since it's not like it's dirty with dog saliva and fur, but my mum lost her mind when she found out that I let him take his naps in it. I don't let him sleep in it overnight, just for naps. Okay, like, I don't really see the issue because, like, kids be doing kids stuff. But my mum's reaction got me thinking, maybe I am the a-hole for leaving him in there. So, I like the a-hole. I don't know. I don't have kids, I don't want kids, I don't think you're the a-hole. I'm the a-hole for my opinion on after 1 year keeping up with months. Like, come on, who's counting? But as long as the dog's not in the bed and as long as you've washed it, then after after the kid develops a conscience, teach him to not sleep in the bed or else he'll associate the bed with like bad things, I guess. I don't know, I'm not a therapist. I don't care. It's just a dog bed. I just saw the title and I was like, oh, I have a dog. I don't have kids. My dog is my kid. Anyway, I'm just gonna move on. Am I the a-hole for wanting my 27-year-old to get themselves to work? Hey, here's some tea. I'm not gonna dox anyone, but I have a neighbor whose child, I'm aware that they are older than me. I believe 27. So similar to OP. I think they work because they're always slamming the door of their car at like 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and it makes my dog bark and she yaps and wakes me up at 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. and it's, But he's always loud whenever my neighbour is out, and he's always smoking Miss Mary Jane. So I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing at like 12 in the afternoon? Whilst your mum's working, what are you doing at 12 in the afternoon smoking Miss Mary Jane? Making my dog yap by ordering takeaway and not answering the door, so I have to answer the door, and then you come around 2 seconds later asking for the takeaway that you could have answered the door for, but I had to. Sorry, getting a little bit personal here. Anyway, daughter. Was not expecting daughter. I was expecting a son. I'm the problem. Daughter is 27 years old. Blew the engine in her car after a year of me telling her to put oil in it, and now I am the taxi to work and back. She works overnights, 6:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. Wednesday to Sunday, about 2 miles from home. I've been driving her for a year now. She's your daughter. She decided that rather than fix her car she already owns, she wants to buy a new car. A 45,000 Kia that is like a unicorn of a car in the specific model, colour, engine package, etc. I don't get it. She will also need a down payment of 8,000 on this car with 850 payment. I think it's a dumb way to throw around enough money to buy a house with it. That's not enough money to buy a house. I don't know what to do. Right, I'm sorry, Bethany, but that's not enough money to buy a house. Maybe a down payment on renting, but with your daughter being 27, I'm assuming you're like late 30s, 40s. Housing back then was okay. Housing now, 45,000. Like, she doesn't have that money. She's gonna pay it in sections. 8,850 is not like buying a house. That's a down payment on renting. Bethany. Like, a down payment on buying a house is like hundreds of thousands. But not like, oh, 100,000. It's like 700,000, like 800,000. People are close to the millions when buying a house. Like, the more you pay, the less mortgage it is. The less you pay, the more mortgage it is. And the mortgage is huge if you don't pay a lot. And you have to pay it constantly. The mortgage may as well be rent. Like, it's not the same as what it used to be. I am tired. I work 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. Every single weekend I'm getting her up early in the morning, messing up my entire sleep schedule and my day. Last night she wanted me to pick her up at 11:30 p.m. I tried really hard to stay up until that time. I couldn't. When I woke up to get her, I felt like I was drunk. Okay, you shouldn't drive when you're tired. But it was just me being so tired. We drove home mostly in silence until she asked me if I had fallen asleep. I said, yeah, I did. I tried to stay up, but I couldn't, and I really, really hope she buys any car soon so I can get a break away from this, because at the end of the week I am worn out, and I have to go back to my Monday to Friday. Okay. I don't know what to say, because, yeah, like, the car blew out, but at the same time, no one planned for that. You could lend her the money to get a temporary car until she wants her dream car, and then you could let her drive your car, but you will need your car. Like, I'm trying to think of options, like Uber, taxis, but that adds up. Ubers and taxis add up. She works to get themselves, like, there's more to the story, by the way. It's just right off this bat. Could you not lend her, like, again, I'm just stuck on the whole, like, oh, 8,850, can we go on a down payment of a house? You just want rid of your daughter. This has nothing to do with the car. This upset her. She cut me off and talked over me, a normal occurrence. Yeah, because she knows you want rid of her. She told me she tries to be mindful of my sleep and will usually push through until 5 p.m. because she doesn't want to wake me up. I had enough. I stopped the car in the middle of the effing road. In park, we sat there for a good 50 minutes before she finally asked me why we were just sitting there and said, if you had the patience to wait all this time to ask me that, why can't you let me finish talking before you talk over me with what you have to say? That's what she said. That's what the mum said. Then silence until we got home. Each interaction like that, this feels like distance between us. I don't have a problem picking her up. I do have a problem being expected to do things as if she's 12, going to soccer. Am I the a-hole? You are a bit. Like, if she asked these things instead of expecting them, you're the a-hole. If she's expecting these things, it's entitled. It's a tricky subject. You are her mum, but she is 27. Why can't you help her get a car? What's stopping you from helping her get a car? Is she paying rent? I need to know that. Is she paying rent? Top comment is, what is the matter with you? And I'm kind of on that side because, like, she is your daughter. You are helping her of your own volition. Could you help her get a temporary car? You need to force her to grow up. At 27, you shouldn't have to remind her to put oil in her car. But then it's... I don't know. She's clearly too irresponsible. Is it irresponsible, though, if she's still got a job? If she didn't have a job and she was trying not to go to a job, it's only 30 days you'll stop driving her. I don't know. I feel like it's both of them. 8k is not enough money to buy a house. It's barely enough to even cover the closing costs. Exactly. Not the a-hole. She can Uber. Okay, I agree there. She's an adult. But Uber adds up, okay? It would eat into her car savings, like getting an Uber to and from every day. Depends on how far you have to travel. I've been cutting off myself a lot. I forgot where I was going with this. Uber will eat into her savings because it's to and from. The mum, you know, you're a parent. You take on all this responsibility. Yeah, she's an adult and she can look after herself. But, you know, getting to the garage and sorting all this stuff out will cost so much money. Especially with... This is the thing. Men like to screw over women because they're like, oh, women dumb. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know anything about car. We charge them extra money. That happens. You can just Google it. I am sorry, it's real. But this comment, everyone sucks here. You raised her. I say this in part because why would you tell her for a year to do basic maintenance, see her not do it, then proceed to bail her out of that consequence? because this is the standard you have set for her. To not listen to you, to use you, to expect from you. You gotta own some of your creation. Okay, I get this comment so much. I understand it. This is what happens when actions don't have consequences. Take her to the oil change, my guy. But at the same time, oil changes can be pricey. I don't know. There's so much of this. Like, I agree that everyone sucks here. I think that comment has kind of given me a different perspective. That the mum has just let this kid get away with everything. Which is making me think back on all the stuff I've said. Like, what if the kid isn't leaving home because she knows she doesn't have to pay as much rent if she stays with mum? Who says you have to buy a house? You can just rent. It's okay to rent. This comment here, I'm with this comment 100%. This comment, spot on. I'm here for this commenter. Everyone sucks here. Consequences of the actions. This is the consequences of what the mother raised. This is spot on, 100%. Costume change, bitch. I'm filming this on a different day because I am a busy boy. Am I the a-hole for escalating a spat between my wife and her mum? So rude. My mother-in-law seems to have some kind of technical problem with a password login. Okay, immediately. Boomer behavior, no shade, no shade, no shade. We're here to help you, boomers, we love you. Unless you're phobic in any way, then we're not here to help you. Nobody make a comment. My wife has already gone over once this week. My mother-in-law, yeah. My wife has already gone over once this week to try and fix it unsuccessfully. And now mother-in-law is pressuring her to come over again and give it another shot. Okay, if she asks nicely. But if you don't ask nicely and keep pressuring... Oh, my dog's snuggling my cat. Never mind, they stopped, I can't show you. After suggesting to do it tomorrow, mother-in-law replied that she is away tomorrow and just to leave it then. Just leave it then. I cannot begin to tell you how much just leave it then hits like a bullet in the chest. Just leave it then. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I just destroyed the reality of time. Following it up with, I'll remember this next time you need help like pets. I feel like I'm in trouble. Like pet sitting. And that my wife is being complicated and difficult. Bitch. I hate, right. Crash out time. I hate people like this. They're like, you're like, oh yeah, I can do it tomorrow. And they're like, no, I'm busy. I have a schedule. You need to work around my schedule. Despite the fact that you also have a schedule and I'm not going to work around your schedule. Like, bitch, mother-in-law, listen. You have a schedule that you can't work with. That she can't work with. She also has a schedule that, like, you can't work with. You need to work together. I'll remember this. Girl, shush. What if she's got work? What if they have kids? What if she's got, like, I don't know, yoga that day? Some people be busy. What if she's, like, going to the doctors? People are busy. This is where my wife showed me the chat log and asked me what to do. We discussed for a bit how mother-in-law didn't ask me or any of her sons about it. There's other people to ask. Why is she only asking daughter-in-law? No. Why is she only asking her daughter? This is the mother-in-law to the OP. Okay. Why is she only asking her daughter? Which I think I would if it was so important. Great point, OP. If it's so urgent, then why didn't she ask any of the other kids? No, adult kids. Great point. And our conclusion was that it was more about getting my wife to dance for her than actually solve the problem. So the problem was how to deal with the social situation more than the technical problem. Okay, so the fact that it was any of her sons and not kids, it looks like she's the only daughter and there's sons. So it might be a case of boy mum, where she's like, oh, my sons, they could help me, but I'm going to make my daughter do this whole song and dance about it and make a fool of her. I asked if I should take over and my wife agreed. I sent mother-in-law a message and I didn't appreciate her putting so much pressure on my wife when there were other more technically inclined people. OP, I'm liking this. Depending on what you said, if you said, bitch, there is other technically inclined people who can help, shut that up and get out of my wife's face. Like, there's a way to say it. So if you said it nicely, if you said it, you know, not nicely, but wife was like, yeah, you can step in, and you stepped in to defend your wife, so I don't see a problem, depending on what you said. Well, more technically inclined people she could be asking and asked what the problem was. She replied, "No problem, forget it." No problem, period, forget it. I feel like I'm in trouble. See, the thing is, I'm going back and it's a password login. When it comes to a password login, if you've forgotten your password, which you should have made a note of, if it's on a phone, your phone remembers them. Like, you can save passwords on your phone. If it's on a PC, you should remember them, make a note of them. You can put forgot password, type in your email, and it'll give you a temporary code to change or reset your password. It's really not that hard. You can just follow the instructions. But from the more I read, the more context I get, it sounds like the mother's making the daughter-in-law not change the password and find the original password, hence the whole show and dance about it. She wants the original password, I'm assuming, because why else wouldn't you just do forgotten password? Or maybe wife also doesn't understand the forgotten password thing. I tried to prompt her again, saying that it sounded important to her and I could do more than offer help. Since then, I haven't heard anything else from mother-in-law, but my wife fears I have escalated the situation and fears emotional reprisal, wondering if she should reply to her mum saying something in little stars. In my opinion, this is about boat steadying, as my wife volunteered on her own that her mother never does this sort of thing with any of her other kids, at least those who haven't cut contact with her. That's important. Those who haven't cut contact with her. I see this as a blatant manipulation attempt, but something my wife has been transparent about having been a long-standing tradition. That doesn't make sense to me, but that's what it says. I just saw manipulation, wife, transparent tradition. But of course I recognise that no matter who's at fault, it's the person I love who now has to sit through the uncomfortable tension, and obviously I may very well be wrong in my assessment, so I'm at the a-hole. There is an edit, but real quick. Wife said it was okay and gave you the go-ahead to help, step in and help mother-in-law, and now she's backtracking because mother-in-law is doing her blatant manipulation attempts, as it's quoted, to play victim and be like, oh, you wouldn't let me use my daughter as my little yo-yo plaything. I don't know why yo-yo came to mind. It's just like, oh, I don't want to change my password. We need to find the original password, even though the forgotten password thing is very easy to do. I can do it. And I don't even, I sometimes take videos instead of selfies, and I can change my password. Where was I going with this? One of my cats are cleaning themselves and it's distracting. She's got her little toe beans out like that. Wife gave you permission. You didn't tell her to shut up and go away. You kind of said, oh yeah, I know more about it. I can help you because it's stressing my wife out. You're helping your wife and de-escalating stuff with mother-in-law, who has had her own children cut contact with her because of this is a lot to unpack. Mother-in-law just sounds like she's bored and is taking it out on her kids. Edit, everything in this post occurred in a different language, but I've done my best to translate both the actual phrasing as well as the tone without blowing the post up with literally Okay, yeah. Translated posts are always gonna seem very mispronounced, misspelled, confused, but also some people flag it as AI because they use translation apps and stuff, but the use of the little dashes, whatever they're called, is very confusing to me as someone who doesn't just speak and read English. I am going to say not the a-hole. You stood up for your wife with permission. First of all, you ran it by your wife. You could have just gone behind her back and been like, oh, no, leave my wife alone. You're causing her stress. She fell off the couch. Yeah, leave my wife alone. You're causing her stress. You could have said that, which is true and valid. If you're causing visible stress. But you ran it by your wife and got permission first. So you did everything correct. You got permission, you ran it by your wife, you were polite as far as I can see. And everything about mother-in-law is just red flags. Something so simple, something so easy that she should have gone to other family members about. She didn't, and she's also got people cut in contact with her for reasons that aren't put here. Not the a-hole. I'm seeing a pattern with why people have cut off mother-in-law, and it seems as though she likes to use her kids as playthings for her own entertainment. Let me know in the comments. Let me guess, she didn't do this to your wife until other kids cut contact. She will move on to a new victim if you do the correct thing and cut contact with her. OP. No, they've always had a difficult relationship. Key context. But this is ultimately beyond the scope of this forum. Mother-in-law maybe a little bit towards the kids. Then just let mother-in-law sulk then if she's going to be like that all the time. Let her sit in the consequences of her actions. I don't think there's any problem, actually. I genuinely don't think there's a password problem. She's just trying to make problems so people come to see her. Another comment, not the a-hole. You agreed with your wife that you would take one for the team. That's what I'm saying, bitch. Endearing, bitch. What did your wife expect would happen? Honestly, if she didn't want this to escalate, she should have danced for her mum. I can't see a lie here. There's no lies being told here, darling. You discussed it, you ran it by her, and she's surprised that you discussed it and ran it by her. Not the a-hole, in my opinion. Cat fur flying everywhere. Not the a-hole, in my opinion. I'm gonna squeeze in one more. Off you go, sweet baby. Gosh, I'm covered in fur. Look at this. You see that? My cats have just started shedding. It's the end of May, and they've just started shedding. So, anytime I hold my cats, I'm just like, I can see my pecs through. He's been hitting the gym. One quick one before I end the video. It's like my lesbian slit, by the way. Showing slit on main. I'm insufferable. Am I the a-hole for going into the Amex lounge? For those who don't know, American Express, I think it's a credit card. This one, because it's a quick one, has been stamped a-hole. Let's see if we can guess why and where the a-hole comes in. I'm in the military. No, you're not the a-hole for that. So I get the Amex Platinum for free, but my wife does not. Context. Am I the a-hole for saying that I would like to run in and get the free food? We landed at the layover for 2 hours at dinner time. That was in. And telling her to buy a meal for herself with our money. Okay, right. As to save a gajillion dollars on airport dinner, right? You get free food. Is it unlimited? Because there's nothing wrong with running in to get the free food and take advantage of the Amex Platinum. But when you said making your wife pay for her food, that's where I'm like, Could you not pick up more food for your wife? Could you not pick up like an extra baguette? Could you not pay for your wife's food because you got free food? Also, like, how do the people who are giving you the food know that you're not going to eat like 12 baguettes to yourself? I don't know why baguettes is the thing I'm going for. I just can't think of any more food at the moment. As to save money, she is upset that I plan to do this. Yeah, you're abandoning her in the airport. You're American, I'm assuming. So, a busy airport. A very busy airport. She's going to be on her own, stood there, like, on her own, with your bags, with her bags, sweating, stressing, stood there. And again, you could just pick up more food. Dude, just grab 2 baguettes. Like, just say you're hungry. She is upset that I plan to do this, even after I offered that she go in my stead if possible, so that at least one of us gets a free meal. Okay, that is a good compromise. That is a good compromise. However, she is upset that I am abandoning her. He put it in bunnies. And I am upset that I'm being made to feel selfish for wanting to save 30 to 50. That is so expensive, girl. Where the fuck? I'm sorry, America, but what the hell is wrong with your economy? $30 to $50 so that one of us can get a free, healthy, delicious meal. Girl, it's not healthy, it's not delicious, it's airport food. $30 to $50. $30 to $50. Like, I'm mad that the Tesco meal deal that's like, I don't know, £3.50. I think it's like $3.40 on Club Card. Everyone get a Club Card now. I was mad that in an airport, like the classic meal deal was up to like a £5. £5. Great British pounds. And here's you paying 10 times that amount. I'm mad at the wrong things. I need to read posts like this and go, yeah, no, the economy over here, fantastic. You know who is the asshole? The economy. You know what? I don't care. The economy is the asshole. I know I'm supposed to be reading this for like, oh yeah, you're the a-hole for abandoning your wife, making her go on her own somewhere, making her wait for you when you could just grab 2 sandwiches. Like, is there a limit on the food? Just say you're hungry. I'm more hung up on the food, the price. Like, he's been stamped a-hole for his attitude, I'm assuming, and the fact that he is leaving her and not just grabbing extra food, which I'm assuming you can do. $50 for airport food. $50 for cardboard that's been cooked in an oven. Raw cardboard. Like, you get uncooked cardboard. You'll get E. coli from this cardboard, right? I'm mad at the wrong things in life. $50. $30 to $50 for one meal. One meal. $30 to $50 is a nice date for 2. $30 to $50 is like takeaway for a group. Sorry, I'm translating it into pounds in my head. Like, 30 to 50 pounds is like a group takeaway. Lock the fuck in. Sorry. I've been hung up on this for too long. Oh my god. This guy's the a-hole. The economy's the a-hole. It's not an a-hole move to want to save money, especially $50 on one pathetic meal. That's probably got more like chemicals in it than hair dye. I almost said a vaccine, but then anti-vaxxers will be like, I don't even know how to end this video. I'm still caught up on this. You know, what if I just ended the video?